Videos showing the Member of Parliament for Nyaribari Chache constituency, Zahir Janda, distributing money to residents have sparked strong reactions among Kenyans. Many say the move undermines the dignity of citizens and weakens voters' freedom to make independent decisions. Janda insists he dishes out money out of magnanimity. Civil society organizations are now calling on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to intervene, regulate such incidents and halt early campaigning. Willie Lusige with that report.
It is not the first time Nyaribari Chache Member of Parliament Zahir Janda has been seen openly distributing money to thousands of residents in his constituency, a move that has angered some Kenyans who say it demeans citizens. In this recent video, the MP is seen handing out 1,000 shilling notes to boda operators. Similar to another video showing him also distributing money to thousands of residents in his constituency.
So there was just a bit of a token to just give my people, especially the boda guys, at least to apate some bit of fuel. So it's nothing political.
Zahir insists that it is the nature of some Kenyans, despite desiring development, not to leave political meetings empty-handed.
You know our people, after you discuss what you discuss, of course they say, Mheshimiwa utatuacha namna gani?
The MP, while defending his actions as generosity, also says the money comes from his salary, business and support from friends.
I have been doing what I've been doing, so it's nothing new. But I am a businessman, I have a salary, and I also have friends who support me.
Election observation groups such as ELOG says urgent action is needed to curb the practice as well as early campaigning. They warn that if politicians continue distributing money freely, voters' independence will be undermined and candidates without financial power will be disadvantaged.
The idea of dishing out money, it becomes wrong when it is done indiscriminately, when one person has access to money which you don't know where the source is, and that is also used to either bribe voters or persuade them to vote one way or the other.
He further knows that many leaders once elected fail to deliver on their mandate and instead focus on self-enrichment.
They ask themselves, I am not getting rich after electing Willie, but he has become rich. So the next time he comes to me, he better give me what he has first before I allow him to go to that space where he becomes even more richer.
Election monitoring groups say there is a need for IEBC to set clear regulations under the 2013 campaign finance laws. The regulations would require politicians to disclose and submit records showing sources of campaigning funding.
The way we deal with the question of declaring our wealth. So if we did the same for campaign financing, where we just tell these people, deposit all your files for the money that you got with the IBC or any other authority. IBC actually went to court. The court was able to rule now that IBC can make a move. So as we sit now, those regulations, to the best of our knowledge, can be done and effected by IBC without recourse to going to Parliament.
In 2025, the High Court suspended early campaigns, ruling that the practice undermines the right to free and fair elections, and also ordered Attorney General Dorcas Oduor to develop clear campaign laws within 12 months.
So, Bonnie, we realize where we find ourselves as a people, as Kenyans, is not an inability, is lack of will to implement the Constitution. Mm-hmm. Because one would say, if you implement the Constitution of Kenya 2010, mm-hmm. everything else is sorted.
True.
Because then you'll ensure that the Constitution, when it speaks of education that is free and affordable and mandatory for everybody,
yes,
kids will be able to go to school.
True.
That when it comes to providing affordable healthcare for all, universal healthcare will be a reality. That today we find ourselves in a point where things that we ought to be receiving as Kenyans are things that we struggle to get so much. Yet every day it's 11 billion shillings is lost. We have 37 million shillings for a Christmas tree. We have 5 million shillings for a housewarming party.
Yeah.
You know, we have empowerment projects and we don't know where that money is coming from. Yet Auditor General is speaking every other new day on inconsistencies in budgets and expenditure in the country. Do Kenyans ever ask, umekuja sawa, umetupatia imetoka. Do we ever ask that? And how do we then, by consuming all that information and consuming loot and corrupt money, shoot ourselves on the leg?
So the moment when you hear these scandals, and there are many, many of them, when you hear billions have been stolen, the voters eventually get some of that money as handouts and T-shirts and lessons and unga when they're cute, we given unga. What's unfortunate, they don't connect the stealing and the handouts, because no one gives you free money. The countries that we quote, that we aspire to go to, or like Singapore, the countries that we borrow money from, the British government, the American government, their politicians never give handouts. All they do is protect the money that is collected from taxpayers, and then that money, when it's collected, it gives services. Now, this country, as of now, we're paying 43% of our pay slip is going towards taxes. You are paying for pay-as-you-earn, you're paying for SHA, you're paying for NHF, you're paying for NSSF, you're paying for housing levy, and you still have no services. And that's where the problem lies. The Kenyans are not able to demand accountability. I think accountability is the key word from the people in power. And the other thing, the mistake we do, we become active citizens during elections. We don't become active citizens every day. We need to be able, the moment you elect a leader, hold them accountable for the next 5 years. So before you're being told about Singapore, because it's Singapore, tell us the promises you made when you ran for office, have you fulfilled them?
Freedom is coming tomorrow.
Freedom is coming tomorrow. Freedom.
watu wa handout tuachane tunao, because unajua mtu akishaanza na handouts it means that is going to be his journey, because you don't change, you know, a winning formula.
So handouts si physical money.
Handout ni physical money, na bado unaweza patia watu vitu zingine kama unga, kama hizo kanyari unasema matroli, hizo vitu zote zinaitagwa handout. So tukijuu sasa wanasiasa wote wale tuko nao Kenya wanajuanga tu hata nikiibia wananchi mimi lazima nirudi nikiwa na kitu. Nikirudi nikiwa na kitu watanisikiza.